Welcome back here, Real. Today we are going to be doing our review on Ahsoka Episode 5.
Quick summary of what happened in this episode. We continued the fact that Ahsoka fell into the water and she probably went to Anakin.
She passed out. She hallucinated.
Yeah.
That's all.
Hayden Christensen comes back for another Star Wars. Doesn't seem like he gets much acting roles these days, I guess.
Really?
But yeah, I haven't seen him in anything. But then again, I don't go around looking for Hayden Christensen. But this is the second time he returned. He came back in Obi-Wan. This episode was pretty straightforward. Hera and her crew finally land and started looking for Ahsoka. Her son, Jason, felt the Force in the water, which makes sense, right? Because Jason has he's Force sensitive. He's
Hayden's son.
Yeah, his father was a Jedi. So he felt her presence in the water. They scooped her up. They showed the flashback scene of Ahsoka fighting Anakin. Is all in her mind. He was asking her, "Do you want to live or do you want to die?"
Yeah.
I actually didn't get much of that. I didn't.
That's why it was a limbo scene.
Yeah, so I think it was just a limbo.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a lesson learned or anything like that. But
I guess so.
She chooses that she wants to live. They found her. She's alive. Kind of silly. Obviously, when Ahsoka comes back, she holds the map in her hand and she uses the Force and, finds out where Sabine is. They're going to try to travel to where they are by using the whale squid thing.
They're called purgles.
Okay. The fleet shows up and to try to pick up Hera and Ahsoka to bring them back to Coruscant. I'm like, Ahsoka listens to the New Republic? I don't think so. They brought 3 ships to bring Hera and Ahsoka back. For what? I'm like, really? But that's how the episode ends. They went inside a whale and they speed force
Speed force?
Hyper speed. They travel hyper speed to wherever Sabine is. I thought it was a filler episode. Nothing really surprising. It was just what it was, and it was good. I liked it and I enjoyed it. Nothing, can't complain about it. There's nothing
compared to the other episodes. I think this is one of the better ones because they were focusing on finding Ahsoka. It felt more like an Ahsoka episode. Yeah. And I said in our last review that I bet that we were going to get a flashback this episode, and I was right. So it wasn't really a flashback, but we got to see like a young Ahsoka and like her fighting alongside Anakin in like these wars that happened during Clone Wars. We got to see the clones again, so flashback adjacent. For any Rebels fans, they know how Rebels ended. It ended with Ezra speaking to the Purgles using the Force and blasting away with Thrawn. So the whole idea is that Ahsoka did the exact same thing to find out where Ezra was, which
makes no sense.
Makes no sense, because if they really wanted to find Ezra, they should have just spoken to the Purgles.
With that said, who created the map?
That too.
The Purgles create the map? Say, here's where I dropped them off.
Ezra made the map.
No,
that's clearly the other thing too. It is kind of weird. Like, what did Thrawn make the map and he just threw it out into the universe?
Find me, like a bottle in a map.
Yeah.
And they found the map at a
which place? Yeah, I don't know.
Totally.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe someone took it.
There's some plot holes here and there. Even with this episode, I felt that there were some plot holes here and there. I think also when you were talking about like the whole Anakin Ahsoka thing and how it was like her purgatory sort of thing, or like her deciding whether or not to live or die. I feel like there was a better way. I know they did that because they wanted some way to throw Anakin into the story.
And
I feel
cool.
like I know it was cool, but I feel like was a better storyline they could have done and a better way to actually have her like speak to Anakin again. I think they really could have tried to do the whole teaching the lesson or like guiding from the master sort of thing, because I felt like they were going for that, like her being lost sort of thing a little bit with the flashback, because she was going like, when he was going, don't you know you're a bad person? And if I'm just like you, does that mean make me bad too? Because that sounded like, because that gave another, that scene, I thought that scene gave a very nice, like, another side to Ahsoka and why she is sort of like living on her own in like this little recluse, because she also feels like Anakin was my master. He trained me, but he also became like Darth Vader, this big evil guy. Mm-hmm. Am I like that because he's my teacher? I know, but I thought that was an interesting angle that they put in, and they didn't really hash that out, and I kind of wish that they did.
That would have been a good angle, but it didn't happen.
No, it didn't. That's why I'm saying it's a little disappointing.
Once again, she didn't have any struggles.
Yeah.
She didn't have any struggles. She didn't need her master because she, like, if she was in, let's say her, when she was living, and she was tormented, should I teach, Sabine, or should I not? That never happened. Where did you see Ahsoka had any conflict? So that kind of threw me off.
I think the reason that
writing-wise.
Yeah. As much as I wish they would do that, I also understand why they didn't do that. It's just because they couldn't. Because of how... I feel like this episode is like one of their... even though nothing happened, it felt very Ahsoka-driven. It felt very, driving forward her character. And I feel like the rest of the previous episodes didn't do that. So if the previous episodes had set up that Ahsoka was the reason she was a recluse, she didn't want to train anyone else because she felt that a part of her may also be evil because of Anakin.
Yeah, they didn't say anything.
I know, but if they built that up in the first couple episodes, then having that moment with Anakin and Ahsoka where she's in that purgatory state where it's like, I'm not like you, I'm not evil, and then Anakin going I'm not really evil. It's not that black and white. And it's you're your own person sort of thing. But we couldn't get that because they never did that in the previous episodes. And I think that's
I agree.
the big issue. Agree. I think it did have an effect, that whole speech, because I'm talking about I like that part a lot. But it would have had an even more profound effect if they had talked about, Ahsoka's personal struggles in the previous episodes, but I feel like that's what we've been complaining about in all our past videos, that this doesn't feel like Ahsoka.
Actually, I like the way that the Anakin, the last thing he said to Ahsoka was you think I'm so bad, but I'm not really that bad.
Yeah.
Because he actually became good again, which is kind of cool. Some cool scenes is that they superimposed Darth Vader's image over Anakin as he was walking away.
That was cool.
That's kind of cool. Every time you bring in Darth Vader, it's always a cool scene.
It's always a cool thing.
Come on. The only reason why people love Star Wars, everyone loves Luke Skywalker, but it's Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Come on. No one can, you see it. You see everyone. It's Darth Vader. The ultimate baddie. That's it. So we got to see him a little bit, but the writing of this episode, it didn't really. It was a slow episode, but it is what it is. I liked it. It was simple. There's no...
I know it's a filler episode, but I think, in all honesty, this episode...
It was cool. I got to see Rex again.
Yeah, Rex was in there, too.
It was so cool.
It was a lot of, what's that, fan service.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of fan service.
Even though I do have, nitpicky things of, it doesn't make sense storyline-wise, but, I actually enjoyed this episode compared to the other episodes.
Because it was so simple?
It was very simple.
And you have nothing to complain about.
Yeah. No, but I think it helped a little. I don't know.
It was fun, too. Nothing happened that ruined your take on this. That's what it is. Yes, I get that.
I just had some questions about, why did this happen? But other than that, it wasn't that bad of an episode.
It was a pretty good episode. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. Go down below, hit the subscribe button. Also leave a comment what your opinion was of Ahsoka Episode 5. While you're there, give us a like, share to others. See you guys next time.